Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! Yes. In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's tapped in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off. Hat-trick hero. Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode...
Oh, we've got a fun one for you today because we're going to be looking at players who improved after their debuts and ones that declined after their debuts. Ooh, welcome back everyone to another episode of At the Bridge Pod, and I am your host Mike, and I'm joined in this virtual room roaring with lions. I have the OG3 for you. There's myself, there's Berth, there's Chris. Monday show on a Monday. Team, what were your moments of the weekend?
I had work, so that's
Fair play, that's a moment.
That is about as good as my weekend got. It's a very dull weekend for me. I went into work Saturday and Sunday for a couple of hours, and yeah, not a great whole lot the weekend, to be honest. A bit of a bland one for me, but I'm sure Chris will, with his usual exciting self, be able to produce the magic here, won't you, Chris?
Oh, Chris has got it ready.
No.
Brilliant. Well, that's the end of the show.
Honestly,
thanks everyone.
Had one of the most boring weekends ever.
Brilliant. Why do we do this segment? Why do we do it?
I don't know, mate. Both games was called off because of the weather. But I did go and help the under-12s coaching their game because they was on a 3G. They played a team they'd never beat before and won 4-3.
Yes, go on.
That was nice. But oh my God, honestly, I think Sunday might have been the longest day I've ever experienced in my life. You know, when you're doing stuff and you think, oh, that's probably killed about an hour and a half. And then you look and it's been 20 minutes and you think, how has that happened?
Yeah.
It was like that.
I've got I've got my own highlight, but I'm not going to that yet. I'm going to go to you, Chris, because I saw a video of yours of coaching, and you even said you weren't going easy on your team because, when you're in goal in training, and I just thought it was so on brand for you. It gave me vibes. I'm sure you'll remember. Do you remember when Michael Owen was doing volleys against a 13-year-old goalkeeper?
Yeah.
It was the inverse of that. So you're the adult goalkeeper and you're just like, yeah, come and beat me. I just loved it.
You got to make them work for it. Then it's a real achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And that is why they're top of the league. That's what the coaching is on you. Yeah. Well, right. Well, for me, when I left everybody on Thursday, I was heading to Worcester for a day out, Christmas shopping with my mum. That was really awesome. I really enjoyed that. Had a nice coffee, got some gifts. I thankfully avoided any flooding too after Storm Claudia Pina hit the UK. And then Saturday, Chris. I was at the festive gift fair in Birmingham with my girlfriend, and I even said to her, I said, this is Chris's version of fucking hell. There were Christmas songs playing. Santa was there. Everyone was smiling. Oh, I just thought this is just hell. Just hell for him. Oh,
just
beautiful.
Don't understand why we can't wait till December.
Because we just can't. It's just there.
It's literally there.
It's there.
It's literally there.
Oh, but look. Football. It's got to be this. I'm going to cue some VT up.
One last throw of the dice. It's all on this from Queevy Kelleher. Scales is up after it. Scales wins the header. The chance. Yeah! Oh, there's the goal. There's the goal. That's Troy Parrott. That is unbelievable. He scored a hat-trick. And right at the death, Ireland have done it. I've never seen anything like it.
Hungary 2, Ireland 3. In the last dying embers of the game. Oh, so dying of the embers. Troy Parrott, that man, will never pay for a drink in Ireland ever again. It secured Ireland's place in the playoff round.
Do you know what's really funny?
Football.
No, imagine if they still don't qualify.
Well,
no, I was thinking this the other day, right? Can I just say, I sometimes wish that England were like in Ireland or Scotland, who had that sort of excitement when it came to international breaks.
Yeah, I see your point.
That moment for Ireland fans must have been absolutely fucking unbelievable. And I don't think I've ever had a moment like that in a World Cup qualifier since Beckham against Greece in 2001. And that was, 24 years ago. And before that, I couldn't remember one. So that I am so jealous of them. I got to live that moment, to be honest with you.
No, fair play. I did actually first of all, congratulations to Norway.
Yeah, definitely.
They've qualified. I think they could be dark horses for the World Cup to go quite deep in the tournament.
Yeah, because they've got a freak up front, that's why.
They've got a good team.
They've got a freak up front.
As for Denmark, I watched them draw 2-2 with Belarus, who are ranked 83 places below them. And we 2.8 XG, Denmark got 35 fucking shots on goal, 4 big chances, and somehow only two goals. Drawing 2-2 with Belarus. I mean,
congratulations for being shit. Well done for being shit, and well done for being shit.
And that's ironic, actually, because I did then find out later that a few players were missing because, they got apparently a sickness bug or flu. So that's going to be great against Scotland. It's a winner takes all or a draw, and that'll do. I wouldn't be shocked if it's just Norway at the World Cup next year. I really wouldn't. Wow. Norway are good though. Norway are a generational squad right now. They're the best bet for the Scandinavian.
They are dark horses. I'm looking at the team, and they've got Odegaard, Haaland, Sorloth, Strand Larsen.
Yeah,
they're a decent team.
They've got a good team.
Are they just going to be another Belgium?
They better not be. They haven't got Roberto Martinez in charge,
but won't do anything.
I don't think their squad's as good as Belgium's was. Belgium should have won a World Cup or a Euros easily with that squad.
Yeah, they should have.
Oh, you're not wrong.
To be fair, Norway, outside of their attackers, their squad's pretty shit.
Shevva shoutouts. Let's dive into those. I've got Talu Rick Davids, who said, remember Oscar? He got burnt out at the end. Yamal now also has injury issues. Estevan's 18. I'd rather he plays for 10 plus years than have him start now with a short career. He's going to be playing for almost every age group for Brazil and in all competitions for Chelsea. The next couple of years are going to be games after games and competition after competition without time to rest because of how good he is. It's best we allow him to grow and rest as much as possible in his teenage years. I do see the logic.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean, if we're worrying about what's going to happen to him in 10 years, then he's just never going to play then.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm glad you brought up Oscar as well. Obviously, there was some worrying news that he fainted, and I don't know if it was like there were going to be a heart issue, or because obviously he collapsed in training. But as far as I've seen, it said that he suffered a cardiac issue during pre-season tests on Tuesday, and apparently, there was a statement from the hospital, I believe. He's in a stable condition and remains under observation for further tests. So that was positive. At least there was something that wasn't, because you do worry when when you read that and you start to think and start to concern yourself. It seems he's out of the bad stuff of it, and whatever it is, hopefully the doctors have caught it, and now they'll do what they need to do to help him.
I don't think that was caused by playing too many games at a young age, though.
I doubt.
More likely to be something genetic, isn't it?
Possible. It's possible. But yeah, hopefully we hear more on that. I genuinely have not seen any more of that today, so I can only read what I've just read. So I've got Jerry though. Chris saying Enzo is a bit up and down when his bones are swelling from the inside out. He's not being fair to my World Cup winner. Lol. Yeah, let's not mess about with that condition that I couldn't pronounce properly. But it's a bone bruise. That's fucking horrible. I don't think Chris was too harsh on him. Not too harsh.
No, he was still like 6th, wasn't he? It's not that harsh, is it really?
No, we really jumped up in the power ranking. Well, player ranking. I need to stop calling it the power rankings. I said that in the car the other day, and even my girlfriend said, she went, isn't it the player rankings? And I'm like, I know, but I keep calling it the power rankings. Oh, for fuck's sake. And I've got a third and final, because it was dropped in today, and I'm loading up the Spotify comments because I was I saw it and I thought, I've got to read it out on today's show. And it is from Alec. Listen to this Saturday morning while I was getting ready for my bachelor party. Love the pod and thanks for spending time with me on a very memorable day. Well, congratulations. We're honoured that you decided our show on that day. Oh, thank you. Genuinely. Legend. And all the best.
What guy?
All the best. So, look, if you want, thank you, of course, for all your reviews, thoughts, and everything else. If you want yours read on the show, head over to Spotify, drop a comment on this episode. If it's really good, we'll give it a shout out. Why not lie? Just say you're getting married. Just lie to us. We'll probably fall for it and read it out. Go for it. But yeah, please, we always appreciate it. So with that, we're going to hit some news. Oh, it's Monday, Charcuterie Board News, and we are, bloody hell, we're close to announcing a front of shirt sponsor. It's the Oracle deal is reportedly tied to broader investments by Clearlake Capital. The deal is expected to last until the end of the current season. Oracle will pay significantly less than the club initially expected. And I will say what I've always said. It's just the incompetence, man, around this. This should be studied in business schools everywhere. How to run a club poorly. Because when Clearlake took over, we've somehow managed to go 3 years without a legitimate long-term sponsor. That's not mismanaged. That's a comedy. That's comedy. And this, it's even worse. I don't think it would be as bad if it wasn't for the egg barley, now iconic quote, Chelsea was not terribly well managed on the sporting side or promotional side. I mean, that was said, and with the club is a revolving door of temporary shirt sponsors. It's if this is what top businessmen look like, I'm starting to think that The Apprentice is actually more real than reality show. I've
got a little conspiracy theory on this.
Here we go.
If you want to
Here
hear
we
it.
go. Not really, mate.
I want to hear it.
I think they're doing this on purpose.
Absolutely. I think they are.
What?
Right.
I think they are.
Wait, listen. So think about it. The new shirt comes out in the summer, sponsorless. Everyone buys it.
Yeah.
And then we announce a temporary front of shirt sponsor that then goes on the shirt. So then people want to buy it again with the sponsor on because it's only that sponsor's only going to be on there till May, and then you're never going to see him again. So then everyone buys it again, almost as like a collector's item. So they're selling the shirt twice.
They can't be that stupid.
Is it stupidity or is it smart?
There's no other logical reason why we keep having sponsors mid-season just until the end of the season. Who benefits from that? Nobody.
We're just incompetent, I think. That's
You can't. I don't believe there's that many. There can't be people who have that much money who are that incompetent.
Have you not seen how the world's and the state of the world is right now?
As I say, I can assure you, Chris, there is people like that.
It just seems to
fully.
me like it's more of a marketing scheme than anything.
100%.
I'm so sorry because someone's going to bollock me.
Berth didn't want to hear it, but now he agrees.
Can I just say, I was only joking with that, of course.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to get bollocked for using. I'm going to get bollocked for using a particular person. But whenever I think of Clearlake and front of shirt sponsors, I just think of this clip.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Honestly, when Tom, friend of the show, Tom, if he listens still, I hope he does. When he tweeted that, I just kept thinking, he's right. He's right. For fuck's sake. Look, as for Oracle, I've spoken before on this pod about the whole Oracle, Larry Ellison and the politics around it. I won't drag us back into that absolute swamp. I'm not a fan of the company. I don't like the vision. I don't like the vibe with it. But the one line that jumped out to me that I want to bring up is, quote, the Oracle deal is reportedly tied to broader investments by Clearlake Capital. That's a little sus. That sounds like we're investing in them and then they're going to help us out. I've seen a lot of people. What are we doing? Are we paying them to sponsor us?
That does sound bad, doesn't it? That sounds like we're going to give them, I don't know, whatever the deal's going to be, 10 million. We're going to invest 10 million in their company and they're going to sponsor us for 10 million. That's like the money's just passing through, but it goes on the books, doesn't it? As
it's interesting.
The thing is a business and people that are higher up is a fine line between genius and stupidity. and also
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Well,
There absolutely is, and I think this board and this sort of company are exactly like that. Our chairmans, our owners are exactly like that, and whether you like it or not, it has kind of worked.
how blasé can we be without people thinking that we're doing something wrong? It's like, we could go further. We could go further. I mean, look, once again, it's one way or the other. It's a short-term arrangement. We just keep treating front of shirt sponsors like university gap years. They're always short, they're always chaotic, and then they're followed by the next big question: where are we heading next year? Because we're going to be here again this time next year going, well, probably will be this time next year going, oh, look, we haven't agreed a long-term sponsor. We just won the Champions League and the Premier League. Wasn't Mike really great with his predictions? Amazing. And we still haven't got a long-term sponsor.
Yeah, but what I'll tell you is, right, how many people would buy a normal kit, like I say, just a normal standard blue Chelsea kit, no sponsor, no badges, but then as soon as we won that Club World Cup, how many extra people would buy that kit with that badge on? Exactly the same as a sponsor. How many people would buy the kit without a sponsor? Those same people would buy the kit with a sponsor.
So true. It happened before, didn't it?
It did. Yeah. You're right, Buff. Right, moving to injury news, which is less so great. Hannah Hampton was missing from the Champions League squad against St. Polten. We now know why. Sonia Bonpastor confirmed she's currently out for a few weeks with a quad injury, but she's not. This is the big kicker. She's not sure if we will see her before the end of 2025. I mean, that's a massive blow for the team. That's a gut punch. We're on the floor, especially with obviously some huge fixtures on the horizon. We've got Barcelona being the obvious headliner. And let me be clear. Look, Livia Peng is more than capable. I'll even go a little bit step further and say that this is her moment to stake a claim for the number one shirt because it's there. I mean, you play. You know what I mean? Football is ruthless. I'm not saying she's better than Hannah Hampton. Clearly, right now, she's not. But the shirt is there to take if she can do it. She's got the biggest stage to do it on. And Barcelona, I mean, keep a clean sheet against them. And I think everyone stands up. It's Barcelona. Chris, it's a devastating blow. We can hype up Livia. She has potential, but you are still losing the best keeper in the world, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a massive loss in a position as well where you don't want to lose someone of that quality because the drop off is massive. Peng's good and she is, but Hampton's like a different level, and that will catch up with us eventually if Hannah's out for a sustained period of time, not due to anything wrong with the other keeper. It's like when any team loses their first choice keeper, there's a drop off to number two because that's why they're number two. Leadership as well, you lose all that sort of stuff, like not just on the ball, on the pitch stuff, the leadership stuff around the place. You lose all of that, and do you know what? It's just another like poor thing in what is turning into a relatively poor season at the moment.
Yeah. You know what? How about we go straight to the Kingsmeadow corner because it's pretty apt. Obviously, Chelsea women took on Liverpool at the Emirates. No, they didn't. Don't know why we're at Emirates. That's weird. Why are we at the Emirates? Don't know why we're at the Emirates. That would really weird.
Neutral venue.
Yeah, but we took on Liverpool. I didn't write that down. So Liverpool won, Chelsea won. Right, quick fire winners and losers. I will go. I've got one winner. It's Alyssa Thompson again. I mean, what a hit! Bloody hell! I mean, you could see that goal brewing from the moment we broke. She just opened her stride down that left flank, hit the trademark burst of pace, and obviously cap time. Once she fed her the ball, just inevitable. Cut inside, shift onto the right boot, top corner. That's a signature move. That is now. That's like the Iron Robin equivalent. I was really impressed by that, and the only positive, really. I mean, fearless.
Yeah, it was. It was the only positive.
She's one of the few players right now that you watch and go, oh, she carries a threat in open play. I mean, if we want to trouble Barca this week, she has to start. She's got such an aura and a concern about her for opposition players that I don't think they want to deal with her. What did you make of the positive side of the game, Chris?
Well, that was it. 9 minutes
that's
in.
totally fair.
That goal after 9 minutes was the only positive of the game. The rest of the performance was turgid, absolutely awful. Against a team that's in really, really bad form, was bottom of the league, had 1 point coming into the game. Like that, that's a game that we're used to seeing this Chelsea team 4, 5, 6-0
Yeah.
comfortable. Like, and it's just another mark against this approach that we seem to be having of not wanting to go all out for games and being too cautious. And it's coming back to haunt us. It did against Arsenal and it did again here. We got the early goal after 9 minutes and didn't press on, didn't try to go and get the second, the third. Just quite happy then just to pass the ball around, and then got caught again on another breakaway. Awful goal to concede as well, by the way. Like, I don't know what the defenders was doing. And then that's cost us the game because Liverpool then had something to hold on to. The whole approach at the minute from the players to the manager is just wrong.
Yeah, I mean, my loser was you can predict this, Chris. You knew I was gonna. It's Millie Bright, because on the day that she set a historic WSL appearance record, 211 games, that's amazing. Bloody hell, that's incredible. But she unfortunately looked like someone who'd felt all 211 of them. I mean, the Liverpool goal for me was painful to watch. And I watched it back 1v1. She turned like a cement mixer in slow motion. She was out of position for it. She was nowhere near the recovery speed needed. And I know someone's going to shout at me and go, leadership, experience. I call for that in the men's team. Yes, I get that. And she's a legend. She will retire a legend. But that's a liability, and they will expose you. Faster teams will expose you. And I kind of started to think, imagine if Bright and Tosin were together. That's 2 cruise ships turning in my pond. It's so slow. And nostalgia can't defend transition. She's not that player anymore. And I'm concerned that every time we're countered, they're going to go for her and target her, because that's what a team will do tactically. And if they do, they're going to score. They're going to score because something's got to work tactically there to help her out a bit.
Yeah, where I will defend her slightly, you are right. Like I said before, there's going to be a natural phasing out of players like Bright because she's getting towards the latter stages of her career now. But where I will defend her slightly is we're basically playing without a left back at the moment, because whoever plays there is so bad. We play without one. So she's covering 2 positions, and she's not she's not in good enough form to do that, and she's not really at a stage of her career where you want to do in that either. So I don't think that's helping. I don't think the setup of the team it is helping her either. I've got a real problem though in the fact that I said this in the preview we did in the summer. That I thought we was going to focus too heavily on winning the Champions League this year. And I get it, but there's no way you can go through a season disregarding WSL games and then expecting to turn up and be at 100% in the Champions League. It won't happen. You have to build momentum. The only way you win big trophies is by having momentum, having players in form who are sharp, who are going to make the difference in those crucial moments in big cup games where, let's face it, cup games, majority of them are decided by a moment. Like we've completely threw this game off. I mean, leaving Sam Kerr out the squad altogether signified we don't care about this game. We only care about the Barcelona game. And I think that approach is wrong, and I think that's going to cost us. I honestly do think if you try and do that in the knockout stages, we'll fall at the first hurdle.
Yeah. Berth, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I don't think Millie Bright was just the only one that's put. I thought that back line was very disjointed, to be honest with you. I mean, she's the leader of that back line, so the buck kind of stops with her, but it's not looking promising at the minute. I think Barcelona are just going to eat us alive, to be honest with you. It's worrying. It's very meh at the minute, which is annoying. I thought after last season we'd kick on. I don't think you should ever always put your focus on one Cup, because I think that's just...
We'll just ignore that. That wasn't that.
What was that?
What was that?
Some random notification go from my computer. I don't know what that was. Go on. Sorry, but go ahead. Well, professional.
Anyway, yeah, I don't think we should always put our all our eggs in one basket when it comes to cup competitions, and that's just men's and women's as well. Because I think you're always onto all this focus on, we have to win the Champions League, we have to win this cup, that cup. You're always onto. It's never a good idea. I think you've got to try and win every trophy you're in: Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League. That's the case, and I do agree with Chris. But yeah, it's just we look lethargic and poor at the minute, and we don't look like this unstoppable force like we once was in the WSL, and that's a worry. That is a worry, because on paper we are the best in the league, really.
Do you think as well going for the record hasn't helped? Because I know we've set the record now for longest unbeaten run, but that's what it seemed like for a while, that we've been trying not to lose rather than win. And I'm hoping that now we've set the record, like the focus will just be on, well, if we lose now, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's almost like when Arsenal when they did their 49 game unbeaten run. I remember, I remember at the time, Arsenal fans was complaining about the way they was playing towards the back end of that run, when they were so focused on just not losing that they wasn't actually trying to win games anymore. They was just trying not to lose them. And I remember at the time people saying that they actually started playing better once they lost again. So maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need to lose again.
Again, though, it's almost like it's like the same sort of argument with putting all your focus on one cup. I think if you put all your focus on one sort of record or something, you rest your players 1 week to make this stronger. What happens if you then go out of that competition, which you put all your focus on? You're then miles behind in the other competition.
Yeah,
like Arsenal that season, if I'm not mistaken, it was the game against Man U. I think they lost 2-0. I think it's their 50th game where they could have gone and beaten. Lost it, but I think they lost them 3 or 4 that season. I think then that
they did.
It sets a precedent, because you're not only deflated that you've just lost a record, you've just lost a massive game as well, and you've lost points. So it's not just the one thing you're losing all other factors, which really don't help in the long run.
I'll drop my final lose, and it's just Sonia's second season, and someone's going to shout at me because we're unbeaten in 34 games. But last season was near perfection. It was an unbeaten WSL title, domestic cup, good football, good vibes. Champions League was the only time we dropped it. This season, if I'm brutally honest, I'm bored. I'm sorry. It's flat and predictable. The Liverpool match was just the latest episode in this second season slump. Oh my God, I can't believe this is a Chelsea women's stat. This is something that the men would have served up under Potter. 1 shot on target in 90 minutes. This is against bottom of the table Liverpool.
That's
unacceptable. And the bigger problem for me is the Sonia's selection loyalty, because Chris touched on it. Sam Kerr's not in the squad. Hamano sat in the bench for a 4th straight game. Cannerid starting, but she offered next to nothing. Bright's undroppable. Charles is undroppable, who's having arguably just as equally a bad a season. Neve Charles is. That's favouritism then. And if the message is no matter your form, you'll still start, we're going to head down a worrying road, because managers live and die by their decisions. And right now, Sonia's just not giving. She's giving herself unnecessary problems to solve. And if this doesn't change, the team just it's going to keep looking stale. It's going to keep looking predictable, slow. What's season 3 going to look like? Is Sonia going to finish season 3? Who knows? This is weird territory for Chelsea.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. Well, we've summed that up. There we go. We get to find out. That's why we're not recording until Friday, because we get to see what's going on with the Barcelona game. I'm excited and a little bit terrified. A little bit terrified for Thursday, because it could go one or two ways. Could put on a show, or we could be the show. It's going to be interesting. So we'll move to the main seg. Bit of a fun one today. Remember when we all saw Mark Cucurella's first game and thought, this guy won't last? Well, today's episode is kind of on that similar vibe, because we're going to look at signings that have most surprised us over time, positively and negatively, compared to their first game impressions, or first few games impressions. So shout out to Jay and Block 41 from the Discord for this gem of a suggestion, because it was all yours. And, we've changed it a little bit, tweaked it a bit, but here are the rules. So we've set ourselves these. We can consider any player signed by Chelsea since 1905. We must judge improvement or decline relative to their first few game impressions and purchase price. Mudrick is off the table. That wouldn't be fair. And I did put we must pick 3 in each category. Whether we will, I don't know. I think I did about pick 3. So I'll kick mine off. Players who improved the most after their Chelsea debut is the first of the 2 categories. Thiago Silva.
Yeah, he was on my list too.
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Who doesn't want to talk about Silva when they get the chance? Look, his career is the ultimate never judge a book by its 36-year-old cover, because this debut against West Brom on the 26th of September 2020 was so rough that multiple sites, SofaScore included here, I went back through the time tunnel and had a look. They slapped him with a 5 rating, and it's the lowest in the league at the time. And he got robbed in his own half. Robinson scored, and the narrative was, this is what happens when you sign, defenders from the Legends teams, give him a little bit of a go. He's slow. He looked slow. He looked old. Bless him. He looked cooked. People were calling him a mistake, even though he was free. And then the comeback. I mean, 155 games later, he leaves with a Champions League winners medal, a Super Cup winners medal, the original Club World Cup winners medal, Player of the Year for Chelsea, Players Player of the Year for Chelsea, and a defensive record in his first 50 games. Remember, after that horrific one, that was basically Thanos level in inevitability. 20 clean sheets and just 0.6 goals conceded per game. He went from he can't cope with the pace to should we carve him a statue? It is one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest defenders in our history. I'd argue he would walk into many a fan's all-time 11 alongside John Terry. He was that good, and that turnaround. It's like, we could do with him still now, just barking instructions. I think. Chris, you picked him. Go on.
Yeah, exactly the same. I remember watching that first game and thinking, "Fucking hell." I think it's always unfair to judge players after one game, but good or bad, by the way. But you watched him and you did worry that he was going to be one of them where you thought, okay, he's come in, he's in the twilight of his career. He's probably now going to sit on the bench, might rotate in and out for cup games. I don't think anyone would have believed that he would go on and be such an important player, so crucial to our success over the period that he was here, and go from that game to leaving as a legend. And I think hands down the best central defender we've had since John Terry.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
no
definitely.
doubt, no doubt about that whatsoever. Chris, Berth, was he on your list?
He was on my list. I think everyone knows how much I love Thiago Silva. I think for me, from what I've seen anyway, I think I'd definitely put Thiago Silva top 3 Chelsea centre-backs I've ever seen. Unbelievable. I don't know what it was about Callum Robinson, but you just hated to face him. But just unbelievable. I'd still have him at the club now. Unbelievable on the ball. Still quick for his age. I thought he was really good. How he read the game was just incredible. The goal on clearances and just himself as a character. I think he was really such a good professional, such a good attitude. And if he's to build like an ideal centre back, it would be Thiago Silva. So yeah, he was my first one. Totally
justified. I'm sure the listeners would have had him on their list as well. Berth, who was your second pick for most improved?
Moses Caicedo.
Oh, he's on mine.
I had him as well.
Yeah.
Go on.
Absolute shambles. It was West Ham, I believe. Gave away a penalty. Pretty sure he gave the ball away every time. He got on the ball, and when you buy someone for 105 million or whatever it was, you think, oh no, what have we done here? But then he's gone on. Definitely an argument to say he's the best midfielder in the league right now. Probably the best ball winner in the world. Absolute rock. He keeps getting better and better. Still only very young, and considering how he started to now, I think he's more than justified that price tag. And for me, he's just he's a joy to watch. And I was there at the Spurs game live, and I was watching him, and I've seen Kante play, I've seen SEN, all of them players, Matic. I've never seen a player win a ball back so much in my life. I could not believe it. He was covering every every blade of grass. He was phenomenal, and he is a phenomenal player. And for me, he's just, I think he's our most important player now. I know Palmer's injured, but I think for me, if you take Palmer out, we still score goals, we still create. Take Caicedo out, no one does what he does in that team.
I mean, that debut wasn't just bad. I've got numbers. 37 minutes he played. So that's not too bad.
Whoa, sorry, Mikey. Are you not forgetting a certain stat drop?
This isn't the sort of stat drop you want to be. You don't go, oh, look at me. So 37 minutes, 8 possession losses, 2 fouls, 1 incredibly bad shot, 1 error leading to a shot on goal, 1 penalty conceded, and 1 internet meltdown featuring Liverpool fans claiming they dodged a bullet. And he did look like a man who'd just been woken up from a nap and immediately thrown into the game. I mean, he had no pre-season and there was no rhythm there. It's just, that's the no mercy of the Premier League as well. But from that total disaster, he's gone from that to number 1 in the At the Bridge Pod player rankings. That's the Ballon d'Or. Ronaldo and Messi are never getting that. So he's done a really, really good redemption out there. And now he's not just worth the fee. He's in conversations as one of the best midfielders in the damn world. So didn't think that at the time. Chris, round it off for him.
Yeah, I mean, aside from getting sent off, I don't think you could have had a worse debut than he had, especially with the pressure of the price tag and the fact that we'd stole him from media darlings Liverpool, so everyone was like willing him to fail as well. To go from that to comfortably the best midfielder in the league, I think the best midfielder in the world at the moment, is some comeback. And fair play to him, because it's easy to sort of just have your Chelsea career die from there and never recover. But he showed great mental strength, and he has done ever since, really. I think you remember that game so much because he doesn't have poor games anymore. So you really remember that one because that was probably his last really poor game, and it was his first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple. I will round off my third because I think mine's going to cause a little bit of a stir because I think this is brilliant. I've got Frank Lampard.
I've got Frank Lampard as well.
Oh, you legend.
Yeah, I've got Frank Lampard as well, yeah.
Look, I was 8 when he made his debut, and 8 years and 7 whole days old. So I won't pretend I watched him with tactical insight beyond, he kicks that ball. Look at him. So, look, he didn't have a terrible debut season. He was fine. He was a good midfielder. But the point is, there was no signs at all that he'd become the greatest midfielder in our history. No one was predicting he'd become our all-time top goal scorer because his first 2 seasons brought 5 in 37, 6 in 38. So that's respectable, but not, we're going to have a future statue for him, and then the improvement, that curve just turned into a skyscraper. Ranieri obviously nudged him along a bit. It's Mourinho. Mourinho comes in, turns him into the Terminator. And from 2004 to 2013, he hits double-digit goals every single season. That's a decade of guaranteed output from a pure midfielder. Not a winger. He's not a second striker. He's a central midfielder. And he goes from a solid Premier League player to an all-time great. The whole point was players that improved from their debut. I don't think you could improve more than going from, you're all right, to legend. Berth.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think his first season, look at his stats as well. I think he scored like 7 in 46 games. Skip forward 5 seasons, and he's scoring 20 goals every season from a midfielder. That's remarkable. And I remember always having an argument with Dad saying, he doesn't rate Lampard, but he kept scoring, and his passing, his goal. He is Chelsea's best ever player, I think, personally. And when you look at his first game to like the legacy he created, I don't think anyone ever expected him to be at the levels that he got to. You look at, there's always that famous video of Harry Redknapp where he's with Frank Lampard at West Ham, and that that fan says, "Oh, Matt Holland or someone like that is better than Van Lampard," and Redknapp's going, "No, this guy's going to go to the very, very top." And I'm sure everyone at the time was thinking he was talking shit, but he did. He had the dedication. He had the intensity. He wanted to be the best. He was the best. I think what goes underrated about Lampard as well, people always forget he was the captain that night in Munich. People forget that. I think people really do overlook that. And without him, and including the game against Barcelona as well, without him, we would not have won that Champions League. No way.
What do you think?
I think as well, he's still criminally underrated.
Massively
Like,
underrated.
People just seem to fob off his goal scoring record, but the number of goals he scored for a central midfielder, not a number 10, an actual central midfielder, isn't normal because we've never seen anyone else do it.
Yeah.
No other central midfielder in the league has come close to Frank Lampard for goals.
I think Yaya Toure did it one season, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Key word being
but also,
Yeah.
I do think as well, though, like, he also gets overlooked for the fact that he moved further back later in his career and he played more in front of the back four and had excellent passing range. He wasn't getting into the box as much. He played more like a deep line playmaker later on. So when they have, whenever you have the argument about Lampard or Gerrard, Liverpool fans always say, well, Gerrard went and played like a quarterback, didn't he, for the last years as well? So he had a better passing range. And you think Lampard did the same, mate. Lampard actually played that role in that final of the Champions League.
Yeah.
He wasn't going and getting in the box. He was sitting in front of the back four and did a fantastic job. Set up the Ramirez goal, doing that as well in the new camp in the semi-final. I think he's an unbelievable player, and I think people overlook it just because he wasn't flashy.
Yeah, and Berth said about Yaya Toure, and he's got a point. Yaya Toure
was a player.
He was good. Yeah, he was good.
I mean, in one season, he only gets double figures twice, and it's in 13-14 when he gets 20, and in 14-15 when he gets 10. Which, yeah, that's great. But Lampard, let me get the exact number because I haven't got the stat in front of me. But it is a ludicrously big number, and I'm pretty sure it's bigger than 20. I don't care about the managerial.
Yeah, 09-10, didn't he get over 20 goals and 20 assists in the same season?
22 goals in 09-10.
That's mad.
Mad. Chris, who was your final player?
Branislav Ivanovic.
Oh, lovely.
I think people forget that when we signed him in January and he didn't play. He didn't make a single appearance that season. Signed him in January, didn't see him until like the following FA Cup. I think he made his debut in, so that must have been the January after. So almost 12 months. He made his debut as well in it was a cup game. I don't know if it was FA Cup, it might have been League Cup. And he was okay. And then he made his league debut against Villa, I think. And again, was okay. I don't think anyone would have believed then that he'd go on to be like an icon, scoring that goal against Napoli in the Champions League run, scoring the winning goal in the Europa League final. Like, from where he started to not even getting in the squad because apparently he wasn't fit enough and wasn't impressing in training, to do that and then have like mediocre first few games where he looked okay, to go on and do what he did, it's similar to Lampard, really. Like, they're players who went on to be legends that you just wouldn't have thought so, seeing them for the first few games. Yeah,
no, you're spot on, absolutely spot on. Players who declined the most after their Chelsea debut. I'm gonna let you kick it off, Chris.
Alvaro Morata.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's such a good one.
That's a good shout, yeah.
I think people forget how good he was when he first came in. He scored 6 goals in his first 6 games. And you thought, fucking hell, we've got a player here. He then scored 5 the rest of the season.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fucking terrible.
It was that game against Arsenal, weren't it? Where he missed about 3 one-on-ones and he was like, oh no, he's bad.
That's it.
He is bad.
He never recovered from that, did he?
No.
which was weird because I think he'd scored a hat trick the week before. So
No,
like,
I think it was a bit later on the season, but I think he was on about 10 goals for about 4 months.
yeah, honestly, the drop off was so massive, and then just a bit of a twat as well, wasn't he, in the end?
Yeah. Had a lot of gel in his hair as well, which I didn't like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still liked his header in that win against Man United, though.
Oh no, he scored some good goals.
Unbelievable header.
good point. Up, Beth, who was yours? First one up.
Andrei Shevchenko.
Got him. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
My last pick, but go on.
Scored in the Community Shield
Yeah,
on his
I remember that.
debut. And I thought, we have got a world-class striker on our hands here. We did not.
No.
And I feel like that's
Probably could have done this. Probably could have done this list with just strikers, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He just didn't adapt, did he? Didn't adapt. You could tell Mourinho didn't want him. I think we got him past his prime.
Yeah,
he could slightly argue he was actually slightly overrated before that. Anyway, I know he won a Ballon d'Or, but was he slightly overrated? Maybe. Never had pace. Couldn't finish anything. Yeah, just looked way off it in the Premier League, and it just weren't a great move for him and for Chelsea. So he just kind of had to be there after scoring the first goal in a big game. It was just a big drop off straight away.
I mean, Ballon d'Or winner, Roman's dream signing. It's a gorgeous goal against Liverpool in that Community Shield, and he looked every bit of the 30 million superstar that we'd bought, and then nothing. I mean, injuries, system issues, confidence. One of the greatest strikers of his generation, reduced to a ghost of himself, and it's the biggest decline we've seen after such a bright start. This was my first one. I got Adrian Mutu.
That's a good one.
Good one.
He's the ultimate what if, because he started like a man trying to speed run, becoming a cult hero. He gets a debut goal. Oh, debut goal against Leicester, another against Blackburn, a brace against Spurs. That's 4 in 3. And then right there, I'm thinking as a young lad, that's Jimmy Floyd's replacement sorted. And then obviously the incident, the failed drugs test, 2 matches into 04-05. Chelsea immediately terminate the contract. He gets a 7-month ban and then a world record 15.2 million compensation order. Generational collapse. But look, younger listeners may not remember him. Some were not even born. But I promise you, for those 3 weeks, that man had the fan base and myself dreaming. And you know what? I'm glad he got his time in the sun, because he did it in Serie A with Fiorentina and he scored a lot of goals for them. He's even he's in their Hall of Fame alongside Batistuta. So he did all right over there. So good for him on that. Chris, who's your second player?
Romelu Lukaku.
He's on mine, of course he is.
Now, are we talking about the first?
No.
No.
Because you cannot, I don't think you can class when we bought him again as a debut.
Well, you can, because it is
You
a
can't.
debut.
No, it's not though, is it?
Well, it's because he's new.
It's not a debut though, because he already made an appearance to Chelsea, so how can it be
It's a second debut.
No, that's not a thing though. That's not a thing.
Oh, to be fair, then have his first one.
Second debut.
I don't even remember his first one, to be honest with you.
He looked all right when you first in. He looked strong, good with his back to goal, and then, everything that happened after.
Yep. No, fair enough.
But to be fair, if you skirt the rules a little and you go for the second one, he was unplayable against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, he looked unbelievable. He got man of the match, I think.
Yeah, he did.
He was the final Infinity Stone.
Yeah. And then, obviously, everything that happened afterwards with the completely blown out of proportion interview.
Oh, look, I mean, he bullied Arsenal. He did. And he scores twice against Villa. He then scores on his Champions League debut against Zenit. This is perfection. We've done it. And then the interview comes out, like you said, and then he's gone from franchise striker to how fast can we get him back to Milan? So dramatic. That fall is so dramatic. It would be a play at the West End. Just
You know what's funny though, and I'm not defending Lukaku because he made stupid. The whole interview thing was a stupid thing to do. I still think it was massively overblown though. But obviously the fans loved Tuchel because of the Champions League and all that season before. But you're seeing with Thomas Tuchel now and Jude Bellingham that he doesn't handle egos very well. Tuchel. And I
I'll be
wonder
honest.
that this is why he doesn't get top jobs.
No, I will disagree with you here. Well, I'm not saying he doesn't
I mean,
handle
don't
them
get me
well.
wrong, Bellingham's being a ball end at the minute as well.
I think Tuchel handles them how I think every manager should. Especially with Bellingham. I think Bellingham throwing his right out of the pram last night was ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
I think it was, and I think Tuchel, if you sent him back 30 years, people would be you wouldn't see Sir Alex Ferguson talking to he'd react exactly the same to Lukaku, to Bellingham. You look at all the fallings out he had with Beckham, Roy Keane, people like that. That's how managers should be. I don't think player power shouldn't ever be a thing because no player is ever bigger than the club. I'm not saying that Lukaku interview wasn't blown out of proportion because it was slightly, but also I think Tuchel, as far as like players go, handles himself very well and how a manager should. But the players have got to take accountability as well, and I don't think they do these days, and that's the problem with modern football.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think, unfortunately, that's not how it is now.
No, I agree, but I don't think it's how it should be.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. But that's why managers like Alex Ferguson wouldn't cope in football now, ironically. You know, I don't think that's how you get a tune out of players anymore with that sort of hard-nosed style, which is kind of why I think you see managers like Conte and Mourinho struggling more now than they did 10 years ago.
Can I say something very, very controversial? It's a very, very, very hot take. It's a volcano level hot take. I genuinely think, right, hear me out, I don't think Bellingham will go to the World Cup. I think
that would be a shock.
I think there'll be a falling out where he just goes, you know what, don't come.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be that bothered by it.
I wouldn't be that bothered either. The only thing is it's a risky move because if you go to that, if you leave someone like Bellingham at home and you go to that World Cup and get grouped, you're sacked.
Yeah, but and looking at that England team, I know it's a Chaz podcast, but looking at that England team, right? You take Bellingham out, who could you put in there? Easily. Anderson's been brilliant for England. Morgan Rogers has been brilliant for England. Let's not talk shit, Mikey. But then you got Palmer, Foden in the 10. You can play there. You got Eze you can play in the 10. It's not like Jude Bellingham in that England team is irreplaceable. And I think if someone's out of line, I think Tuchel is and always has been someone that is like, you know what, you're not playing.
You're right. Berth, who was one of your final or second player, whichever?
My second one is Timu Bakayoko.
Oh
yeah, fucking hell.
Played his debut against Spurs. I thought,
he was really good.
I thought he was playing with an injury, so I thought, man, we've got like Patrick Vieira here. We've got a region of Patrick Vieira. We didn't, and we did not. He's genuinely one of the worst midfielders I've ever seen at the club. That game against Watford still haunts me to this day. It genuinely gives me PTSD.
It's got to be one of the worst Chelsea appearances by a player ever. That one.
I've never seen a worse performance than that. I mean, you look at him, big, quick, good tackling, came to us, played one good game, brilliant. On the ball, I've generally never seen a worse player. Looked lost, bad attitude as well, genuinely awful, really, really bad. And I thought, what a disappointment because we could have had such a player. Got rid of Matic that season. I thought Bakayoko's come in, French as well, perfect next to Kante, absolute shambles of a
player. Chris, who's your next one?
A little bit of a throwback. Juan Sebastian Veron.
That's a great shout.
Fuck.
Made his debut. He struggled at Man United and we signed him, but he was still like massively highly rated. People was talking about him being like a future Ballon d'Or winner. Made his debut against Liverpool. ran the game. Think he got man of the match as well, but he was absolutely brilliant in that game at Stamford Bridge against Liverpool that we won. I don't know what happened to him after that. Like, he was absolutely dreadful. Like, to a point where I think people genuinely forget about him. That's how bad he was. People just forget that he ever played for us, or that he existed in general.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah, like mad fall off, and he was quite an expensive signing as well back in the day. It seems like nothing now, like a drop in the ocean, but back in the day, I think he was like a marquee, expensive signing, and fucking hell, yeah, he was bad.
Yeah, he was pretty shit. Shame, because he was really, really good at Lazio, but it does.
Yeah.
It's not how it works. Berth, who's your final?
Bit of a rogue one, but I thought, you know what, I'll go for it. Gal Kakuta.
Okay.
Because he came on, I think it was against Wolves, and I thought, there's a player here. You know, when you see a player, you think he's got a lot of talent, kind of like we do with Esteval now. Kakuta was like the original, the OG of the youngsters, the wonder kids. Came on, thought, you know what, he's going to be an absolute player for us. Vanished off the face of the earth. Never ever done anything for us.
Yeah.
Just
That
what was the
transfer
point?
ban, worth it.
Yeah, like what was the point? After so much promise, after so much sort of hype, and then just didn't. Like many wonder kids, I suppose, but just didn't live up to the hype. And I thought, you know, we'll put a wonder kid in there. So it's our model at the minute.
Fair play.
Kakuta was the original of the disappointing wonder kid.
Chris, round us off.
Demba Ba.
Oh, that's harsh.
Okay, he was only here with us for a year, weren't he?
Not because he went on to be really bad, but because he didn't hit the expectations that I think we thought he could have. Like, I think people forget he was so good at Newcastle that when we signed him, you thought Premier League proven, the striker that we need. His debut as well against Southampton was phenomenal. Scored 2 goals, linked up really well with Hazard. Honestly, looked unbelievable. And you thought, yeah, this is going to be the 20 goal a season striker that we've been missing, and just didn't. He just was okay. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great either. He just became like, you know, if he started, you wasn't bothered, and if he was on the bench, you wasn't that bothered either. And it's just a shame because the player that we got from Newcastle should have been our striker for like 5 years. Like he was that good, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. And then him and Torres just sort of rotated with each other, and none of them ever really got going.
No, I think that's fair. There we go, listeners. That was a little bit of a different one, and it was all because of you on the Discord. Well, one particular person. And funnily enough, we will go to Christmas questions. Now, obviously, we've got a big mailbag Friday, so I've got one question in from Shevva Shoutouts, actually. So it's Trent. Nicely done, Trent. You've got in from New York. What is your outlook for our performances during the festive season? We've been so poor in recent years, but now we should have Palmer and possibly Lavia back. Good joke. Sorry. Thanks so much for all that you do. Absolutely love the pod. Trent from New York. Now, I'll just give you some background. This is the December run-in. It's a lot of games. Jeez, it really is, actually. 3rd of December, Leeds, Chelsea, 8:15 kickoff. Saturday, 6th, Bournemouth away again. And then Tuesday, the 9th, Atalanta away. 13th, Everton at home. 16th, Cardiff away. 20th, Newcastle away. Saturday, 27th, Villa at home. And then we end the month, the 30th of December, against Bournemouth again at Stamford Bridge. That's a fuckload of games, that is. Jeez. Didn't realise it was 8.
The thing is, with our December running, it doesn't matter who we play, what our running is, whether it's easy or hard, we always do shit.
I think looking at the start of the month's a bit of a worry because you've got Leeds, Bournemouth, Atalanta all within the space of 9 days. And they're all away.
Can I just say, right? My girlfriend's a Leeds fan. And if they beat us, if they beat us, I will not be hurt. And I will not be able to come on this podcast the whole of December.
Oh.
Fucking hell,
So-
we've got some tough games in there, and with it being so congested, you just know Maresca's going to play. How many fixtures there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fixtures. He'll play 8 different starting 11s.
And remember, before the Leeds game, 3 days prior, we've got Arsenal at home. And before that, on the Tuesday, it's Barcelona. So it's fucking difficult.
I mean, to be fair, he's been heavily rotating the team when we haven't been playing that much. So in that congested period, honestly, you won't see the same starting 11 twice
No.
in that run. And I
Don't
think
think you could.
ultimately that'll cost us. I don't like this heavy rotation policy, to be honest.
I think you shouldn't. I think you need to have at least 7 of the same players. I think you can rotate 4. I think when you go beyond 4, you're messing with chemistry too much there. I know that the game is relentless now. It's harder. The games are tougher. The fixture scheduling is tighter. I still think you need to have a healthy rotation, not just let's rotate everybody.
Yeah, because there's not many games there either, though, that you look at and you think you could rotate in. Like Atalanta's going to be important because we're going to need points.
And they're shit, though.
Depending on what happens in the Barca game. And then Cardiff away, you can probably afford to rotate for that one. Although every time we do that, we seem to fucking be absolutely dog shit. So maybe you can't.
Can confirm. Saw it.
But then the other ones, you can't, can you? Like Bournemouth away, you can't.
No.
Leeds, you can't. Newcastle away, you got no chance. Villa at home, you can't. Those are hard games.
Yeah, 100%. Right. Well, we'll round the show with the end of show game.
You a fan? Oh, I'm partial. I just admit that you're a fan of the flag. Oh, sorry.
And it is the stamp collection, and it is the worst debuts ever is the theme today. So, inspired by the segment, each player today has
Jonathan
been
Woodgate's on here.
He's the first player I'm about to say. Jonathan Woodgate scored an own goal and got sent off for one club. He played for 6 clubs. Chris, you said him. How many of those 6 clubs can you name?
I'm going to start off easy here. I'm going to go 3.
Oh, Berth, do you think you can name more than 3?
I'll be honest. I think we can name all of Jonathan Woodgate's clubs.
Are you going for it?
Yeah, I think we can name them all.
Name those 6 clubs, please.
Leeds.
Correct.
Newcastle.
Correct.
Real Madrid.
Correct. You're doing them in order.
Middlesbrough.
Correct.
Spurs.
Correct.
Radimoff. Stoke City.
Oh, he's done it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well played, sir.
Well,
thank you very much,
sir.
And now we'll go to you, Berth, because the next player up is Thiago Silva for reasons outlined in this episode.
Ooh.
8 clubs.
8 clubs.
8 clubs.
I reckon we'll start off easy. We'll go for 4.
4. Okay. Chris, can you name one 4?
5.
5. Chris, Berth.
Yeah. You know, Chris, go on. You can have 5.
5 clubs, please.
AC Milan.
Yeah.
PSG.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Fluminense.
Yes.
Dynamo Moscow.
Oh, he's done it.
Wow, would not have got Dynamo Moscow.
He didn't play for them, but he was signed for them for a whole season. You could have also had...
I didn't know he didn't play.
Well, you could have had RS Football, Juventude, and everyone's favourite club, Porto B. Not Porto, Porto B.
Wow.
I just say, I don't think any of us would have got those 3 clubs you just said.
Porto B. Gotta be precise.
I didn't even know Porto had a B team.
Neither did I. I really didn't. Final player, Joe Cole. He's another man sent off on his debut. 8 clubs. And if you name all 8, I will personally give you a coffee, a cookie even, and buy you a drink. Because I don't think you're going to get all 8. I'm confident of this. Chris, how many of those 8 clubs?
4.
4. Berth.
I think I could go 6.
Okay. Can you do 7, Chris?
Yeah, I've got 6 as well.
Oh,
Can he go 7, Chris?
that's the question. Isn't it?
I've got an. I may have a 7th, but I don't know the whole name of it.
Oh, you can't play that. That don't count.
No, I can only do 6.
Right. Berth, you got to name those 6 clubs then.
West Ham,
1 club, yes.
Chelsea,
2.
Yep.
Liverpool,
3.
Yep.
Lille,
4.
Yep.
Villa,
5.
Yep.
Coventry.
Correct. 6.
Can I name the team that I don't know the full name of as well, just to get like a half point?
Please.
Tampa Bay something.
Yes, you are right.
It begins with an R.
It does.
I don't know the last bit.
It is Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Okay.
And if you thought there's a club
I
in
don't
there,
even know who they are.
Fuck me. Is it? I don't know the league below MLS. There's another league.
No, not a real club.
It's not a real game. Where do they play now? They play in Tampa Bay.
Not a real club.
They play in I was going to say the NWL, USL. That's what it's called. USL. The final club was he recently came out of retirement 4 years ago to play for a non-league team called Belstone. That's why I was like so confident no one would get this, because I didn't even know that happened.
How was any of us going to get that?
Well, no. If someone did it, someone listening might be from that place and remember him playing.
Where is Belstone?
Fuck knows. No idea. Is it Midlands? It's got to be London, hasn't it?
I've got to search this.
West Devon.
That'll be down
Devon.
south.
It's West Devon. Jeez.
Wow. Fair
Didn't
play,
know
Joe
that.
Cole.
Yeah, fair play.
Big up Belstone.
Yeah. Listeners, in another episode, thank you as always for tuning in. And before we go, don't forget, we're proud and part of Head in the Game, the mental health charity in football, sport, wellbeing, and community. You can find out more at headinthegame.co.uk. We'll be back. Treat yourself well, please, actually. That's more important, because we will be back on Friday to talk Chelsea women and Barcelona and the mailbag, of course. So, yeah, until next time, that'll be us signing off.
You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.